YouTube, it's Satch. Welcome to Driver81. Welcome to another one of my Porsche vlogs. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about 7 things that I absolutely love about the Porsche 911 997. The car that I own is a Carrera 4S. It's a 2006 Carrera 4S in speed yellow with a GT3 kit from factory. Now before we get into it, if you're a Porsche enthusiast like I am, I love anything Porsche, then please consider subscribing to this channel. We do lots of Porsche videos, hints, tips, DIY guides, and it may be worth just sticking around. So please hit that subscribe button and also like the video. And we're starting right now. So we're going to talk about the first thing that I love about this Porsche 997, and it is the rawness of the car. In fact, we're getting onto a motorway here and you might be able to pick up some of this noise. Oh, this car's a manual. It's a 6-speed manual, and you feel everything that's going on in the car. Every gear change, every bit of linkage, you feel it, you hear it as well. You know, I don't want to get in the car, put my foot down and just be, okay, great, 150 mile an hour. What happened? Just in the blink of an eye. I want to feel everything that's going on while I get there. And PDK is great, but it's just not for me. You've got no electronic battery systems coming in to spoil the ride. You know, if I wanted a robot, I would have went and bought a coffee machine. Oh, the noise. And that takes us on to the second thing that I love about this Porsche 997. It's the engine and the output of the engine. It's a 3.8 litre flat 6, 350 brake horsepower engine with 295 foot-pounds of torque. And my days does it shift. It's not going to keep up with the modern stuff. At the same time, it probably would struggle to keep up with many modern family saloon sport cars, but that's okay. The power output in this car is absolutely perfect. You don't need any more than this if you're driving it on the roads, on the B roads like I am. Any faster and you just end up putting it into a wall. It's a naturally aspirated engine, and to be honest, around town it only gives you about 16.1 miles per gallon. But if you're buying a car like this and you're looking at miles per gallon, then you've bought the wrong car. Instant raw power all of the time is just my cup of tea. Okay, so number 3 on the list now, and once we've got a bit of performance out of the way, it is obviously the way the car looks. This car is an absolutely stunning vehicle in my eyes, in my opinion. Obviously, the speed yellow colour of the car helps a massive deal. You know, this car has the ability to turn heads wherever it goes, as I'm sure the red ones, the black ones, the grey ones will as well. If I park the car up outside a cafe, there's people coming past taking photos of it, turning heads everywhere it goes. But it does make you feel good when that actually happens, when you know that other people are taking a keen interest. Alright, next up on the list, number 4. It's the versatility of these cars. And a lot of people think that these cars are just for a single man or a single lady or a young couple. But in reality, you can do anything in these cars. I've got 2 kids. I can take these kids anywhere I want in this car. I've had kids as bikes in this car. I've had camping equipment in this car. There's so much stuff. I've been to IKEA and bought big units and put them in the car. It's got so much space, it's got more space than you think. You can also buy roof racks for these cars. Now, I'm not saying that personally that's for me, because it's not. I don't think this car would suit a roof rack, but I've seen other 911s which do look good with roof racks. Probably the cars which don't have the GT3 kits on. You can do anything in this car. You can go camping, you can go to work, you can go out on a Sunday drive, you can go to lunch, you can drive it to the racetrack and drive it home again. It is the ultimate versatile car. Okay, number 5 on the list. I'm not going to talk about, even though I just have, I don't really want to talk about in much detail the miles per gallon figures, but I would say this car is no more expensive to run than, say, a BMW 5 Series or a Mercedes E-Class. They are obviously going to be more than, say, a Fiesta or a Toyota Aygo or one of these little city cars. But those cars aren't going to put the smile on your face like these cars are. Having to pay for parts, yes, it is a little bit more expensive because there's always the Porsche tax. Insurance is not that bad. It all really depends on your driving record. Tax is quite expensive. I think it's about £550 for a year just to tax this car. I'd sooner live with those things than sell the car. Right, number 6 on the list is the fact that this car is very, very easy to do your own work on it. Don't be fooled by thinking you have to put this into a Porsche specialist or an official Porsche dealer, because there are a lot of jobs on this car that you can actually do yourself. You know, changing sensors, diagnosing faults. If you do need to diagnose a fault, this is what I recommend. The iCourse of POR version 1.0. I'm going to put the link to this kit in the description below this video. Now, this kit basically will allow you to diagnose your own faults. So if you've got a check engine light, an ABS, PSM light, airbag light, anything like that, or anything which crops up on the dashboard and you think shouldn't be there, or service light as well, it'll let you reset all of these lights and it'll pinpoint the fault and tell you exactly the location of the fault. It's a really, really handy kit to have, and I always keep one with me in my 911, my Cayman and my Boxster. So number 7 is that these cars, the original launch of the car was 2005, and they're getting on for classic looks. Now, I'm not saying it's a classic just yet, and it won't be for quite a while, but you can start to see a theme appearing whereby when these 997s were launched, cars like the 993s and the 996 started to look really quite dated. But then as time grew on, those cars actually became classics and they went way up in demand. Now, this car, I think it's still got a long way to go before it goes really, really in demand and it really, really has those classic looks. You know, I think the 996 is starting to go through a phase now where it looks really dated, but very soon I think you'll see that car probably going up in price because it's got that classic look about it. This will then follow suit. So it hasn't yet gone through the stage of it being a car which is looking dated, but once it does, then obviously we'll get classic status. 15 years time, 10-15 years time, these cars will be gold dust, honestly, I'm telling you. And especially when you consider and put this car next to, say, a 991 or a 992, those cars look absolutely massive compared to this. And that's why I think these cars will just be so much in demand, because, you know, the newer 911s, they're just so big and bulky. And this is what people want in a sports car. Sports car, that is something that should be quite smallish and make you feel like quite enclosed in the cockpit. And that's exactly what this does. The 991 and the 992 just feel like family saloon cars and Grand Tourers. Great cars, but they're no match for the 997 in my opinion. Okay, so number 8 on the list is that you can drive this car anywhere. It kind of goes back to the whole versatility thing. You know, it's not a supercar, it's never been classed as a supercar, and it won't be classed as a supercar. Supercars, Lamborghinis, McLarens, Ferraris, around towns, around centres, they're small, they're cramped. You can't maneuver them around the streets. So they're pretty useless in situations like that. The only time those cars come into their own is when you put them on the track, and even then you need an empty track. This is a Porsche, this is a sports car. The beauty of having something like this over one of those supercars is that with this you can drive it anywhere. You can drive it to the shops, you can drive it to the track, you can drive it on the B roads, you can drive it around with your family. Supercars, you can't do that. Okay, so number 9 on the list doesn't necessarily relate to a 997 specifically, but I'm in the 997 and I'm doing a video on the 997, so I'm going to include it in this video. And it is the whole community that having a car like this allows you to get into and introduces you to. I'm part of, I would say, 2 main car clubs. The Porsche Club Great Britain, so it's the Porsche Club. There'll be a local Porsche Club in your location in the world. There's a big one in America, the Porsche Club of America, Kuwait, Germany, France, they've all got their own Porsche clubs and the regions within those countries. So I'm in the Porsche Club of Great Britain and also 911 UK. And we often get together. In fact, I'm on my way down to Porsche Centre Teesside now in order to meet up with a group of people from the Porsche Club UK. So there's a whole new world out there of people you can meet and cars you can be introduced to, and it's kind of like a lifestyle. I don't want to sort of sound too pretentious when I say that, but it introduces you into new circles. And ultimately, I think I'm better for it because, these cars, they need to be shared with other people. It's useless keeping it cooped up on my own and not sharing it with anybody. And likewise, other people's cars, I love to see their cars. I love to drive their cars. So it's all about the community and the people that you meet along the way. And finally, we're going to be looking at the prices of these cars. We're now April of 2019, so obviously if you're watching this a year down the line, 2 years down the line, these figures are going to be out of date. But right now, you can pick up a Carrera and a Carrera S from around about £19,000-20,000. Probably high miles, probably Tiptronic, but it's still a great car for the money. With regards to a 4S, you could be looking at about £23,000-24,000, which is a lot of car again for the money. But check this out. If I was going to go and buy a 997 right now, there'd be three cars that I'd choose. All right, coming in the Gen 2 would be a GTS from about £50,000. That is a great car for that money. You can pick up a GT3 in a 997 from about £70,000. And if that's not the biggest bargain of the century, then I don't know what the is. The GT3 RS in the 997, yeah, they're quite expensive. You'd be looking at about £130,000 for one of those. You can pick them up cheaper for, say, £110,000, but it would be a left-hand drive, which is great if you're in Europe or in the States, but in the UK, we really need right-hand drive cars, so you'd be looking at about £130,000. And then when you're looking ahead of that, you're looking at the Sport Classic, the 4.0 there, just pick a number out of a hat. Sport Classic, maybe about 330 grand. The 4.4 GT3 RS, 4 litre should I say, 400 grand, something like that, 450, I don't know, mental money. But anyway, we've come to the end of the video, and I hope you've enjoyed my little review on why I love this car so much. It's an absolutely amazing car. I drive this everywhere. I drive it, just yesterday I picked my son up from school in it. I drive it to the track and back. We go out for long runs on it. We go and do events up and down the country. And even saying that, it's still only got just under 55,000 miles on the clock. So it's well serviced, it's well looked after, it's always kept in the garage. But this is my absolute baby. So if you've enjoyed this video, and if you're a Porsche enthusiast just like me, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel, if you can like this video. If you're not aware, I'm giving away my Porsche Boxster 986 once I hit 100,000 subscribers. So once I've done that, I'll be choosing, I'll be randomly picking a winner. So thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Drive Radio 1 YouTube Porsche.
pcgb.